Kita draw. The tourists that can get work outside. Just right.
Very beautiful, very good.
ตรงนี้ต้องแบบเขียน ต้องทำว่าเนี่ย
It's too long. Count down to from 20 down, and then we are done. 17,
ที่จะทำได้นะแต่ว่าตัวเรามีแต่ว่าลูกแฝดนึง
Sorry.
That's
No,
enough.
4 corners you mean?
Thế nên yến như đúng
Okay, everybody. When you finish, please sit down. I would like Group A to say something about their poster here.
exactly the site is or don't know what importance the site has. Natural erosion and lack of knowledge and war and conflict. These are the problem that the sites are facing, which it can the most important things. How can we improve the information of the site to make it easier to get to and more interesting? Since shorten it up a little bit, I think that would make the information better. Thank you.
Can you also can you say your beautiful name to us?
My name is Salongrit Thailat. Nickname is Non.
Okay, none. Thank you very much.
Our answer. What problems? The problems is I think for the people, right? The people, and then pollution in every pollution like rubbish, and then the tourists can stealing the sites and never can make it can make the site broken. And then for the second
Typhoon. Okay, and the last one, next generation involvement. Awareness, technology is make the next generation use of many technology in today. Okay, environment for the next generation. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Would you flash the microphone?
Because most of the people, they don't know how important the World Heritage Site is. They don't. And for the next one is the war. In the past, they have a lot of the war, and because of the war, it look so beautiful and gorgeous. Come on, just try to guess what it is.
I don't know. You learn on the 2 days ago. Oh, I see.
You sure it's Pakistan?
Yeah.
You sure? Yes. I'm not so sure.
Afghanistan, so sorry. It's brought by war. The first thing to begin the war is destroy the enemy's cultures. So it's gonna be a colony. It's easier because they have flag and there are backpackers who are they are tourists. Yeah, you got that one. How do you know? Yeah, there are sometimes and choose studies first. It's about a water first and what is it?
That's garbage.
And the garbage in the river, right? Is we need to set walk here to find something to eat and let's see how it's there. Come on. And the next thing is that one. Management, right? Oh, yeah. So when they have like about community, so at the heritage site, we can like combine together, like they didn't know as much around using a kind of thing. And the last one is common interest between states. This means like each state have different like
two big problems. The first one is from human and the second one from natural disaster. About humans.
Sorry, if you cannot see, you can move here. Come.
About place. And sometimes people steal something from the World Heritage Site. And next, people not protecting and not preserving the
tsunami, volcanic eruption, and now we have typhoon Mangkhut. Is have now to live in the world. What kind you would protect the world? If
Thank you for the wonderful presentation. I think it's very colorful, very interesting, and very informative.
Yeah. So, shall we have some fun in this one?
I guess I got a super good idea. use the wind for the electricity, and also the use the sun to give you
No.
Promote anybody to protect your side.
what is PPI? People.
Control the typhoon and stuff like that by the technology. By using
Stand by.
มันไม่ชัด
It is the fact. How do you understand? Also good. I have done and this is the I think we people tell them like 2 words,
This is all that.
So try to manage your time in 5 minutes. Manage your time in 5 minutes.
told me that Muhammad said that. Report speak.
Play Kachai. No, cannot play Kachai. Why?
Play. My art playing time.
My heart will go on.
Sorry, but play. Just play the song. I don't sing.
Sorry, that's all. I don't know.
My art playing time.
When you pull it, it's easy. But if you put it like this, this will break. So you put only this tool you can use in the future. Everyone can use. 15. 13. 1.5. 1. Yes. Remember the way you put the masking tape on looks like this is okay. This is not good. This is good. This is not good.
The rules and give more information about the site, both written in local language and foreign language, because sometimes it is next is the punishment to those who disobey the rule that we conduct about, and then people who take control of the site to attract more tourists. And next question will be answered by
everyone. I think that the community and the citizens and the government should help protect and cooperate with each other to help protect the world. Because if you want to change the world, you have to start with yourself. Thank you. My name is Dream.
Thank you, Dream.
Dream come true.
When we talk about the World Heritage Site, if we should keep its form as much as possible. So starting off with number one is don't litter. When we talk about litter, which means if we not damage the buildings. And the second one is the rules and regulations, especially policies, which means practice those traditions and values, like for example, we say like intangible things, like intangible value, those sites. And the government should collaborate with other organizations and citizens to conserve those sites, to provide valid information and guide them more clearly on how to protect or conserve those sites, and to insert protection methods into curriculum courses in school, which means in school books or school texts.
So for the second question, who will take the actions? The action which means how can we do to conserve it? Who gonna take responsibility for it? It's from the international society. So the international society, which the internet so and come up, follow with the head of government, the government itself, and come up in charge of the ministry, and we have the local government and the individual.
Our idea is that we break it into points because there are many things that we can do in order to protect and conserve our World Heritage Site. And the first one, we would like to break it into doing more research. And the second point is that we need to make use of technology. Why? Protect and so, why don't we try to make use of it? Make use of the thing that is in your phone. Like, we break it into another point is that we control. By doing that is that we can control the nature. It's like a typhoon and had the flood or the drones like that. So maybe you guys bring you guys to here is that let people know about how important it is. Some people might know, but some people is really don't understand like how important it is. It is the old stuff. It is all support and management. It's all about the money. If no money, we cannot protect anything because yes, of course, we can protect by our heart, but we also need something. Our World Heritage Site look more beautiful. It is very important thing. It is a small thing, but it's very important. Okay, and let's move on to another thing is that who will have to take the action? And I miss everybody. Honestly, I really love this painting and I'm gonna bring it to Cambodia. And it's everybody, but I just would like to break it into individual. Who is everybody? Everyone. Who will take action? Us. So the thing is that what I would like to say is that we do it in our own way. Is what I mean. Us as a student, we can protect the World Heritage in our own way by
or meeting for everyone to know. Yes.
So I answer to listen to.
Thank you. Short explanation, but a lot of touch.
By our own actions, and we answer the question two by two points: the action and our responsibility. So prevention, or do something to prevent the World Heritage Sites from damaging. And then the other one is fixing for one, and the other one is the online museum. It's a good way to keep the information so that whenever you need it, whenever you want to do research on World Heritage Sites, like how to create a game related to the history of a country or the fixing, we can use quality checking. I mean, it's a regular quality checking almost every year or every 2 years. The government should create. Because if you leave the site a very long time, you don't fix it, it will become worse and worse. Yeah, and I think that the action that should be done to help the World Heritage Site.
Because the World Heritage is where the heritage is come from. For example, in a country, they have government and society. It is ruled by government. So government have very important rules to keep their heritage. And then society it means all about their history. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Video. Oh, hi.
The organization can for supporting World Heritage Sites because when we do it, we have to allow everything that advertisements how to resist these sites because we are young teens and we have more of technology device, right? And we have some recorders for foreigners and share opinions on news from social media such as Facebook, and we support each other. But first, we have to be together if we want to do something big and effect to the world. Be good. If you want to talk someone to be good, you must be good first. So be good, a role model, and then you can.
Thank you very much, Ram. You can give me the microphone here. Thank you for what you
don't know or don't understand clearly. You can make them understand clearly, and then educate people and let them understand. They will not destroy it. Don't destroy it. And for about second question, how to join together? Many hands can do big work, can help together and sharing many ideas can get a good way to protect. Yeah, just like us that we here together. Yeah.
Thank you, John, for your.
And join many cultural party events as many as we can. And traveling in heritage site. Question to the answer is organize cultural event every year to conserve this heritage site. Thank you.
Mina, you coming? Is it you or someone else? Please come here.
By social media exchange study, like something like that, and volunteer for the site, and take care of the site and repeat.
Taking the next step first. Join some exchange program, for example, like this program, and the next one, it's so our students get to know and understand about the site, and then the next one is propose the events that related to the site to the government, because we can do it without the government, right? Without support.
It's needed. We and another guy come to have a play with the big pagoda. It's just a screen outside before to littering the something before and cannot do it. The time, yeah, you can a minute or something. Yes. Okay. And 5 we create non-organization to help.
As a student, I think student from any institution should participate to protect our world. College can keep cleaning. Yeah, that's our idea. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation.
Mina by presenting. You can call me Kiki. Just the only one syllable, not Kiki.
Hello everyone, my name is Suraya. I'm still in high school, but in Islamic school now.
And I am Mr. Sarajanson. You can call me Daniel from Thailand. So now we're gonna help to build what Pratha in the past. So there are 149 JDRs, surrounded JDRs, and that is the surrounded JDRs. It used to, as you can see, there are a lot of them, 149. And next one, let's start at the first question. Yeah.
What kind of big atmosphere has been given by the surrounded JDRs? Oh, JDRs. Oh, okay. How can you feel from them? So we just share our opinion from our group. So first, the big one, this one? The big one. People who build this big one, they die, and they make the ice share, and then they put it to build this big one and make it bigger and bigger. And value of the next generation, when they build this big one, the last one is unity. Okay.
So the next question is what difference? This one is very important because as we had noticed, it doesn't have information about the surrounded area. So if it's possible, we would like to have some information about that. Even though if foreigner come and they don't know anything about that, but if we have a local guy who can give us do and don't, this one it means that our behavior, what should we do or what we should not do in that.
All issues threatening the sustainability of JDRs. So we divided into 4 topics, and the first one is management. As you can see that there are not a staff inside the temple, so there are not staff. There's just only a monk inside there. So it's possible to make some people move to live in the south of Thailand. So this is, I think, the biggest issue or factor that.
So this is the event. So everyone can enjoy it. Everyone can come from Bangkok, come from wherever the province to enjoy the special events. Also,
there is the market in front of Wat Pramathat, and it is very famous. Yeah, okay, and that's all for today. Thank you for your attention.
Corrections about the text. The text should be in the same way. We discussed about that. And then for your suggestions on the creative festival, one thing you should know is connect to the intangible. Give a big hand to them. That is the interpretation of the job. So next, the second group, please.
Like the previous group. So not to waste the time, I would like you to take a look at the question. Anybody can answer? The question, yes, of course, we have already known, and I think not too much improvement. And according to what we have discussed in our group, it's supposed to be. It's not that. It is not like have a really big put the flower, because when we enter to that place, it's really beautiful. As you see in the picture, it's really beautiful. But the thing is that if the prayer to go to pray or something, they're gonna bring inside stick as well as the flower, right? But the thing is that we cannot find the proper place in order to make this place a bit messy, even though it is even though it's really beautiful. And another very small thing is that we suggest to have the place to put the candle, because the candle is.
They want to go there. And the second thing that we discussed was inform people about the history in order to conserve the artifacts. Because the original look, it shows the history and it tells the stories of the time of back then.
we also wanted to put some photo box where if you look carefully, here are some photos of people that I will explain for the next question. This place, when people have a problem to have a baby, they'll come here and pray to the Buddha to have a baby. And if the baby comes out looking like a twins and looking, second people who want to pray there is for their back problems. When people have a back problem, they will come here to pay respect to the Buddha.
Yes, we can, but it will not be 100%. So we should to put next to each other in a glass box so people can see.
And not barefoot. You're wearing your shoe, but you have to take off your shoe, right? And after that, you have to observe by yourself. This is one thing that we want you to learn and to study. If you are like the visitor, you have nothing in your hand. You have only some pamphlet or have a brochures, but you come and see. And you are come there. For your writing. Understand what I mean? Anyone not understand, raise your hand. This is something that is show yourself. It's a portrait of yourself.
Yeah.
What is it,
select who is the first flight, the second flight, and the third flight. You know, you try to create. Really? Okay, we will start now because we have no time.
And this one, what do you call it?
She will briefing.
เราก็ใช้ตัวนี้ค่ะใบมังคุด
Mangosteen leaf. Okay. Would you like to taste it? Okay. This color. Brown. It is strong brown. And then here you see delicious one. Paprika. Around here, maybe we can see it. And this jackfruit. Or wood. You know, it's make yellow. Maybe this is from Wu Fang leaf. You know, Fang leaf very nice, beautiful. Mangosteen. Yeah. This is, you know, the example of it. And this is the form importantly from the color from the mango. Okay, after that, you can know how to dye. And how to dye. How you make it, do this, can design the pattern on the cloth. Okay, imagine. Easy one. You will bring as a souvenir from Kiribong Valley. I will take you around half an hour, dry, and after that bring it back. Let's see. Magic. Easy one, but not easy. Good idea. You remember your number on the left, you know, and on the. Okay, are you ready? Next time.
Everyone should remember your number. หมายเลขนะต้องจำหมายเลขค่ะ Remember your number. We will get only 20 minutes. So we might walk around and then come back and get it later. Just take the picture over there.
Okay.
Different design.
Very different.
Oh, lot ใช่ไหม Yeah.
Thank you.
So we will come back to get it later.
Hurry up! Please finish it!
Please, hurry up.
Wow!
คือต่อเป็นใบมังคุดเหมือนกันแต่บางทีซี่มันก็ออกมาไม่เหมือนเนี่ยค่ะ
Oh la la la.
Again. 3, 2.
Oh la la la.
She want to stand. And finish to stand. I think. Bukan lang minum.
เดินแบบธรรมชาติ
มีครบโมเดล
ดูเองไปทำย่างนี่โอ้ยที่กับย่างนี่เลยแอปเปิ้ลก็ร้องไห้แค่นอนแต่เราก็
อยู่ไหนกันจานนิ้วลงมาครับน้องนี่ลงมาด้วยมาเอาแบบหมดเลยยืด Saying goodbye.
3 yeah. นี่หลงซ่าเหรอหลงซ่าอยู่นี่หลงซ่าหลงซ่าสู้ลาวเอาหลงซ่า
รับไปรออะไรรออะไรอยู่ต้นเอาไปไหนวะ
โอ้ฮัลโหล
Okay, you can pick your program. Okay, facilitator come and okay, pause.
Mai dạng này.
And now, the owner will give the price for you. It's 23. 42. 20. First. 21st. 21. And write your name on it, you know. Okay. Evaluate self-assessment, you know. Self-assessment, I should have the price, the first price, the second price, and the third price. Come outside. The price. Okay, me go. Just
Go. 23, you go.
Okay.
Take the prize. Bring it home.
Okay, come first. Okay, show your hand. Number one. Six. Okay, number one, six. Number two. Show your hand, number two. How many? One. Three. Two. How many? Three. Okay. The last one. Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20. And pink. The second prize for Malay Luck. Okay. Good. Okay, the last prize. Come. Okay. Last prize. Okay. Good. Good now. I would like to say thank you. Okay, after this go to the bus. Okay. Thank you.
ทำไมวนหลายรอบ Say bye, goodbye, bye.
Thank you. เดี๋ยวต้องไปกับแบบนี้
เดี๋ยวคนนี้ถึงมาแล้วที่ว่าคนนี้ถึงไปโต๊ะ
I just worry about you hungry, you won't give a presentation. After this, we can bear a while, you know. Take more, please. We go. Sorry. Take more. Take more,
Hello everybody. So we are here for about 1 hour to be presenting. And then what time? Let's see when we reach at the restaurant. We'll make announcement. The appointment time that we get on the bus. And then tomorrow, for everybody, please wear the shirt again tomorrow. And the bus will leave at the same time from the hotel at 8:30. It's a long trip tomorrow, so please be punctual. So who want to please come up here?
Good evening once again and welcome to you today. I'm glad to have all of you here to listen to our presentation that we're going to present about Bodi Motif of Bihan Bodi Langka. So Bihan Bodi Langka consists of a Bodi tree, which under that tree has a good statue which represents the enlightenment of stories of the three worlds. As far as our observation, we can see that there are only white walls. There were white empty walls surrounding the tree, which all of these. So to move on to the next question, I would like to present to my next professor.
Hello, my name is Ina. I'm from Laos. I will answer the second question. Is most important aspect of the square. Behind those tangible objects are value. The value of is also story behind this object are very important to the site as well.
The question is, how are you going to develop the square to make it more meaningful? Okay, the development of the site could be done by showing a value of this or the statue of this site. So the visitor will know about that story.
Criteria 2 and criteria 6, which are what para sangat ada berkaitan dengan politik lihat tu itu pada architectural design planning. It represents a human creativity and genius to make this type of make presentation. Sorry, to make about genius in its conceptual design. The main stupa is not only the masterpiece, but the Belgian stupa is the original symbol of Theravada Buddhism. It's the integrity of the original 20th century CE structure. Its shape was inspired by Sri Lankan art, followed the A.S-Solution concept of Buddhist art.
Tradition. The large number of Buddhists come every year, evidently shows the faith of people in the Lord Buddha and his teachings, which has been transmitted over time.
Try to make it as spacious as possible. Thank you very much. Next is who will be the next? Group number 4. Please.
My name is Day. My name is Lam. I'm from Vietnam.
My name is Khalei. I'm from Cambodia.
And my name is Dewa. I'm from Indonesia.
The local people call this Rabian Tin Tat,
which means the gallery around the foot of the stupa. We have 25 Buddha image in Vihan for the people who came to pay respect. And they have 2211. Thai people believe that if you touch your hand on it and slide on it and it have a sound, it means you are lucky people.
Because it will make building broken, and the way that we can do is making a sign and have a security to watch out the temple.
And the first gospel, I think that the golden pepper is the color of the golden pepper is made of the golden. So they think that the golden one is like a golden can make the Buddha or churches. But just like for the other people.
First, we have to keep clean around, because it's like where the Buddha is living. We also don't want our house dirty, right? So we have to keep it clean first.
We manage the sites with carefully and nice work. And I think the community should add more English.
Try to make it like quick so you understand everything, but yeah. So yesterday we went to Vihan Pasoma and we had a good part. First of all, my name is Oliver. His name is Snack. Okay, let's go to Vihan Pasoma. This is people go to Vihan Pasoma to pay respect to the holy things. So you can see we have no photos of Vihan here. This is because you are not allowed to take pictures, because rituals like praying or meditation. At the beginning it was built without walls. Then years later they built walls around it. After they built walls around it, they painted the walls. After that they because if you don't know and you go inside, you wouldn't think it's a Vihan, you would think it's a museum, because inside there are lots of valuable things, lots of ancient, old stuff. It has a collection of a lot of rings, a lot of coins, a lot of medals. As you know, they used like about years ago.
I think that there's a museum of Vihan here. When the visitors come for a visit and they don't know about information, anything, and we think we should create some about the information. It is objects, and we know it's not clear. The information is not clear, and we want them to make more information. It's a good environment to conservation environment, but if sometimes it happens some disaster or fire issues of government to protect visitors who come here to touch something. We have made some sign to I told you about to create some recorders or some voice guide to whistle when to know any information and to fight with each other about their costume. Because it is unsystematic around what Prathan Mahavihan, because we want to organize.
It's just hard to translate everything to them, and we think if you have a guide, sure you have a guide, but then he tells you this is the next thing you will see, this is the next thing. But if you have a voice guide, just thank you, let's have dinner.
But anyway, you've done very well for your work. Your observation is very strong and very sharp information to give everybody. Give a big hand to them a little bit. We have just 1 minute for you, 2 minutes. 1 minute because everybody.
Comments about the presentation you done in the morning and also for just afternoon. So firstly, I would say the person who knows your house the most
it's you, right? So it's not something just from outsider and top and the government and to tell us or command us what to do, what should not do. They are not Buddhism. And someday they just come to the temple to say you should do that, you should change that. So who will listen to? Buddhism, right? And on the awareness about the things, about the truth. And secondly, I will do something, there's a word called inventory. That's how I make a temple. Such as maybe in the museum, there's a Busan museum, yeah. We can write down the humanity and temperature, every single change, happens in the present. And people record immediate, is immediate, and just transfer something from the past to the future generation, right? And thirdly, I want to say the body and the man shouldn't be separate. How you feel the heritage? It's a core value of heritage. Sometimes it's about atmosphere the heritage creates for you, and what you feel, and what has been created. They create a peaceful environment. That's so good, but who will understand? That's just for artists. But I want to say the tangible things because you can see the painting is very new. So, but I also found about when people in front of this chariot, they take photos. You can all think about heritage work is something about PR, public relations, right? You always need to communicate, negotiate, telling people do some change. But who are the people? And like I said, not only the expert, professional, government, also the local community, some relevant stakeholders and the people, our business and
of Museum of the World. And I was selected to be one of the 40 leader Colombians who shaped the world, the museum world, all over application have been writing. To write it, the experience of these 7 days, and we will publish it and distribute to all over the world to make everybody know you. We put it in a web, anything else, but one piece of paper will make you different. Thank you very much, everybody. Please practice, because you can ask your friends' computers or what happened.
Just before we go, there's a mother of Namki who would like to give a present to all of you. These presents are from WhatsApp.
And we shall listen to give all everybody. What's that again? Okay, what's that again? What's that again now? Okay, if you come to Syrian, I will serve it for you. Thank you.
Next.
Two.